Hi, this is Scott from eLearning, and in this video we're going to be exploring Go Bags. What is it, what's in it, and how to use it. Now, your Go Bag is going to come in two parts. Part one is going to be a tripod with a bag, and that part is pretty self-explanatory. The tripod is a telescoping tripod. You can take out the legs, you can extend them, and if you've ever used a tripod before in your life, this part is not going to be terribly complicated. What I do want to focus more on, though, is what's in this part of the bag, because this is where your webcam, your microphone, and all that good sort of stuff is going to live. So let's open it up, and we'll explore what's inside. So the first thing that you'll probably find is going to be this headset microphone. We're going to set that aside for now as we pull out a couple other things, like, for example, this very long USB cable. We will possibly need this when we go to set up our webcam, and I'll explain that in a minute. And speaking of that webcam, that's the next thing that should be in your bag, is some sort of USB webcam. All of these are going to be very similar. You might have a slightly different model than what you're seeing here, but they all should have a USB port to plug into a computer. The other thing about the webcam is it does have on the bottom a little screw-in to where if you wanted to set it up on this tripod, you can screw it into the tripod, and that way you have a tripod-supported webcam that you can use to make your presentation. Also in this bag is the wireless transmitter for your microphone. You will need to have this clipped to your belt or to your pocket or something like that in order to transmit your wireless microphone signal. You will also need to make sure that inside this front cover there are batteries. In this case, there are not. And so, if we dig in our bag a little further, we should find some AA batteries. Please be sure before you take your Go Bag out of the office or wherever you're picking it up that you have batteries, because you don't want to get to your meeting room and then realize that you have no batteries for your web microphone. Also in here is this USB transmitter for this part. This again plugs into your computer. It's just a USB, and this is how the sound from here gets to your Zoom meeting or whatever else you're doing. Alright, and then last but certainly not least, we have a lavalier mic, or what you might know as a clip-on mic. This is an optional component. You don't have to use this. You can use either one of these, whichever one is more comfortable for you. Both of these are going to just plug in, just like so, to this transmitter. And they unplug by pressing this tiny little black button and then just pulling them out. So, now that we have all this out, let's go ahead and learn how to set it up. Now, this very long USB cable is really only useful if you are using your webcam with a tripod, because what you may want to do is plug in one end of the webcam into here, oops, like so, and plug in the other end of this into your computer. And that way you have this very long cable that you can then stretch out to put the camera on the tripod, to plug this into your laptop or your desktop or whatever you're using, and that way you just extend your range. So if you want to come on over here, when we go to plug these in, we want to just make sure that they are plugged into an active USB slot on the computer. I'm not going to take this and drag it out too far, so we'll just leave it right there. Same thing with our microphone connector here. This also will need to go in one of the USB slots of the computer. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and put some batteries in this transmitter, like so. You want to make sure this has batteries before you start transmitting, otherwise you're not going to transmit much. And to turn this on, we're going to have to press and hold this on-off switch. You have to hold it for about a second or so, and then you should see a glowing sort of orangey light. It'll give you a channel, and from there you can take your headset and you can go ahead and plug it in, just like that. Once this is all plugged in, you are good to go, and you should be able to transmit sound to your Zoom video. And the next step of this is actually going to be in Zoom, and we'll show you exactly how to set up this microphone how to make sure that your students can hear you. Now, when you're in Zoom, you're going to need to go ahead and set up your webcam and your microphone. And to do that, you'll open your Zoom meeting, and you're going to go to these settings down here. And the first one that you'll set up is your microphone. Now notice that in my microphone and my speaker, I have a couple of different options. So I can use my webcam microphone, and often these webcams will have a built-in microphone. However, that may not be the best option if you've got your webcam on a tripod way over here, and you're standing way over here, and your students won't be able to hear you. So in that case, you'll want to use this USB PNP audio device, and that'll be the USB microphone that you plugged in. Same with speakers. You probably want to use the system speakers if the system has one. And then you can test your speaker and microphone to make sure that they're working before you start the Zoom meeting or before you let students in. Same thing with video. You'll go down here to this up arrow, and you're going to make sure that you select your Logitech HD webcam or whatever your webcam model is. This should automatically be selected if you've plugged in a webcam, but if the computer has a built-in webcam, you may need to toggle between the one that you want. And that's pretty much it. So once you have those set up, you're going to be all set to go, and hopefully you'll have a great Zoom meeting. Thanks for watching this video. We hope it's been very helpful, and as always, if you have questions, you can always contact us at elearning@cocc.edu.